dangerous bodybuilder. The only person he didn't beat last year was the reigning champion, and that was Phil Heath.
It is eye-popping, jaw-dropping muscle as Phil Heath gets the crowd behind him.
And if you want to stand out, you've got to make sure that you look at your best when you're in those comparison rounds.
Phil Heath in the center on one side of him, Big Ramy on the other side.
So welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you turning into this episode, my top 5 prediction for the 2020 Mr. O. If you guys like the video, please hit that smash that thumbs up button. Please comment with your prediction below in the description box, in the comments below. And by all means, guys, hit that subscribe button. Trying to grow the channel here. I know with your help, we will do it. And I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to bring you my top 5 Mr. Olympia prediction. Now, before I can get into that, I just quickly want to give a quick shout out to Flex Lewis. I know he's not competing this year. I know it was really a difficult decision for him. If you haven't seen his Instagram post on what happened to him, he had some shoulder issues. It was just a rough decision for him, but it was something that he had to do. I was interested to see how he was going to stack up next to the big guys. And I think he would have done fairly well. Whether or not he would have made top 5, I don't know. That will be in the prediction video next year when he makes his comeback. So, but a quick shout out to Flex. I hope he's doing well and very much looking forward to him and the Olympias coming up. So my top 5, we're going to start with number 5 and go to number 1. And this year in number 5, believe it or not, guys, I'm going to put William Bonac. I like William Bonac. It's just, I said this last year in my prediction video, and I'll say it again this year in my prediction video. He has great muscle bellies. He has great symmetry. I just feel like he's really small in stature in the sense that he is very, very short. And when he stands next to a guy like Phil Heath or Big Ramy or Roelly Winklaar, any of these guys who are a little bit taller, a little bit bigger, come on the stage a little heavier, he just looks outsized. When he's by himself on day one and he's standing there and he's doing his routine, he looks phenomenal. And even when he's standing next to the guys, he looks great. I'm not taking anything away from William Bonac. It's just when he's standing next to a bigger guy, he gets outsized, he gets outmanned. And I just don't see that ever changing for him. Great bodybuilder. But this year, I think he drops back to 5th place because the other competition is fairly stiff. So I'm going to give William Bonac number 5. Number 4, this probably won't be a popular pick for a lot of people, as I've been on YouTube a lot lately, and I see a lot of people's predictions, their top 10, their top 5, their top 7. I want you to put your top 5, top 10, top 7 in the comments below. But in number 4 this year, I'm going to put Hadi. I'm going to put Hadi Choopan because, well, look, I like Hadi, but last year I thought that without Phil, without Sean, I just thought that the competition level wasn't very good. And where does Hadi come in last year if Phil's in the lineup and if Sean Roden is in the lineup? I don't think he comes in 3rd place like he did. I just don't see it happening. And I think this year, he's just going to suffer the same fate. I don't see what a lot of people see. I see great symmetry. If you look at this video right here, you're going to see, I don't know when this video is. I'm assuming it's relatively recently, but who knows? He looks fantastic, but look how blocky his waist looks. His midsection is huge. He's suffering from the same issue that Phil has suffered through. And if he comes in with that midsection, there is no possible way he's even making top 5. And I think that a lot of the guys may have learned from Sean's victory a couple years ago that the midsection is a very important part of the body that the judges are looking at. And if Hadi looks like that, he's going to have real problems even making top 5. I think he's getting the midsection a little bit under control. I just don't see the size on this guy. I don't see the mass on this guy enough to compete with my 3, 2, and 1 placings. I don't see him having the muscle size just yet. Not yet. One day I think he will, but right now I just don't personally see it. I have Hadi in 4th. Number 3. All right, so again, I might take some slack for this one as well, but whatever, prediction video is prediction video. I want to preface it by saying this. Everyone always says on all their YouTube videos, on all their Instagram feeds, if so-and-so comes in this way, if so-and-so comes in peeled, if so-and-so doesn't have a gut, if so-and-so can fix this on their body. Well, yeah, guys, if all of them came in at 100%, if this whole lineup this year came in at 100%, who wins hands down? Phil. We all know that. So the if is impossible for me. You can always say if for everybody. If Hadi does this, if Phil does this, if Kai Green once did this. The if is inevitable. So we're just assuming that they're all going to come in at peak shape. And at peak shape, who do I have? 3, 2, 1. Third place, I have Brandon Curry. I'm putting the champ. I think he's a one-and-done champ. I don't think he ever wins again. I think he suffers the same fate as a Dexter Jackson. Although I think Dexter in the annals of bodybuilding is by far better than Brandon Curry will ever even hope to be. Dexter Jackson is an icon in the bodybuilding community. I think that Brandon Curry is going to suffer the same fate. I think last year was his only victory of Mr. Olympia, and that was because we know why that was. Because you didn't have Sean there, you didn't have Phil there, and that's why he won. End of story. Great bodybuilder, but he is not winning this year. I still think he's good enough to place third. I think he's better than Hadi this year. I think he's better than William this year, but not good enough to win. He's my third place. In second place this year, now this, I'm again, I said the if thing a minute ago, and I'm going to say the if thing again, but this is more of a hope, and I believe that this man can do this. If he can, if he can have the physique he had a couple of years ago, he might win the whole damn thing. But I'm putting Roelly Winklaar as number 2. I love Roelly Winklaar. I know there's a ton of people out there who love Roelly Winklaar. He's a great guy. He's a great bodybuilder. The knock on him is his legs. And last year, he just didn't look all that great. He wasn't very peeled. It looked like he was holding a lot of water. He had an off year, no question about it. The year before, 2 years ago, I thought he had second behind Sean. I think he should have beat Phil. I think Phil's second place was a gift, just because he's Phil Heath. And there was some politics in there, but I thought that Roelly Winklaar 2 years ago, hands down, beat Phil Heath. I don't think he beat Sean Rowe, but he should have got second place. Last year was an off year for Roelly, and I think that he realizes is that he may have just let himself go a little bit, kind of got caught up in the hype of who he was from the year prior, placing third place. But I think he's buckled down. If you look at the guy, again, if these videos are recent, he's shredded. Now, I mean, you can't see much of his physique. We can't see his legs. We can't see his back. His legs being the big thing with Roelly. But if he can come in like he did a couple years ago, guys, he's going to challenge for that top spot. And I think this year he's good enough to finish second place. He's my second place pick. And number 1, I got to put Phil Heath there. I've said it before in the past in other videos. I'll say it again. I'm not the biggest Phil Heath fan. I think he's a great bodybuilder. Maybe one of the greats of all time. He's up there with a Coleman and an Arnold and a Jay Cutler and a Dorian Yates. He is up there. He definitely makes that list. But I just think that this year, Phil's going to get his gut in check. He's had a year off. And Phil Heath comes in, and Phil Heath even 80% of what he was 2-3 years ago. He's going to beat everybody. It's hard to beat Phil Heath. I think this year, he has a lot of determination, a lot of drive. He lost the title, took a year off. I think it really hurt his ego. I think he's a very egotistical guy. Not that that's a bad thing. As a bodybuilder, you have to have a lot of ego. I think he's going to get his midsection in check. I still don't think it's going to be perfect, but I think he's going to definitely get it in check. And when that happens and he steps on that stage, there is nobody that's going to beat Phil Heath, even at his older age. I don't think that any of the other guys have a chance. So we have Phil, number 1. He's going to place first place. I think he's going to get title number 8. Roelly, number 2. After that, we have Brandon Curry, number 3. Hadi, number 4. William Bonac, number 5. I'm going to give a quick shout out to a guy like Big Ramy. I know that I didn't put him in there. Dexter Jackson. I think, let's go to Dexter real quick. I think Dexter's going to place 7th place this year is my guess. Back in 2013, Jay Cutler's last Olympia, they gave him 7th place. And I believe the top 7 get an automatic invite back to the Olympia next year if you make top 7. I think that's where they place Dexter this year just because he's not going to have the physique to compete with the top 5 or top 6 guys. But they're going to give him that 7th place finish, much like they did Jay Cutler back in 2013. Big Ramy, I'm always rooting for the guy. I love the guy. I just don't think he's going to have what it takes this year to get in the top 5. That's just my opinion. he had to qualify. He had to get a special invite. Flex Lewis was opted out for surgery, and Big Rummy had to get an invite to come into the Olympia. Not a good sign coming into Olympia. He should have got there by points. He wasn't able to get points coming into it. He had to get a special invite. So I still think he's ready this year. Hopefully next year Big Rummy can make a better showing. But that's it, guys. That is my top 5 picks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Put your top 5 picks. We can have a little debate. Top 7, top 10, whatever you want to put. I don't really care. I just want to have a debate on it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, if you didn't already, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. You guys are my OGs. I appreciate you paying attention, supporting me, supporting the channel. We're going to make this shit grow, guys. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you all had a happy, happy Thanksgiving. And looking forward to the Christmas season. You guys have a great day. I am Aaron Kushner. I am Black Hat Fit, y'all. Peace.